Are you looking for a practice to start each day with more joy and clarity? I'm Jake Ifshin, host of the Four Gardens podcast. Today I want to tell you about a journaling practice I've created that will help you get more awareness of how you're feeling, what you want in each day, and how you're going to get it. Now, for a long time, I tried to get a journaling practice going and often failed. I might go for a week or two at the most, but I never found that practice that really did everything I needed. So I created this practice based on my system of self-cultivation focused on health, nature, creativity, and service, and how you can bring that into your life. This whole practice will all fit on one page, maybe two at the most, depending on how big you write, and will give you a great start to the day. I recommend doing this practice in the morning within 2 hours of when you wake up, but any time of the day will still work if you miss that window. I've designed this practice to be a way to start and lay out your day in a beautiful way, so use it there and enjoy it. Let's jump right in. The first thing you'll do in this practice is observe how you're showing up, how you're feeling today. Notice how your health is, what your mind's doing, how you're feeling generally. Are you tired, thirsty, sore? Any kind of adjectives that are coming up for you, any recurring thought? How did you sleep? How are you feeling about this day getting started? So write that down. Just let it flow under that first prompt of observations. Usually I do about 2 or 3 lines there of observations on myself. The second part of this practice is to set an intention for the day. And this is where you're saying really what you want, how you want to generally feel today. So I like to get a little poetic with this. I might say dancing through transitions, or staying centered, or getting things done. Keep it simple. So just find those simple words of the energy you want to bring to the whole day. Now we'll get a little bit more specific about how we're going to cultivate that energy using the 4 gardens. So we'll start by making a square, a grid, and putting H, N, C, S in the corner of the grid, in a circle like this around it. Now we'll start in the H section, and that's for health. In that section, I'll write in things I'll do to cultivate my body, cultivate my health, cultivate my diet, exercise. That can all go there. So I'm aiming for about 3 things in each category, but if you can just think of 1 or 2, that's totally fine. So for health, that might be what I'm going to cook today, how I'm going to exercise. Could be about getting some therapy or doing something for mental health today. Maybe journaling could go in there. Next, move to that nature section on the right. This is where you can put in your spiritual practices, how you're connecting to nature today, getting out in the elements. So I'll often write something like meditation is one of my top choices, breath work. If you pray, that could go there. If you like to go on a run in the woods or go to the beach or any way you're getting out in a wild space, that's always a great thing to put down. The third quadrant there is creativity under C. So for that, anything artistic is perfect there. So that could be something like doing music, playing music, or writing a poem. It could be dancing, or it could be more simple things that might not seem like art, but are creative still. So designing, decorating your house, or reorganizing your room, or being creative and thinking of a fun trip you want to take and imagining it. Those are all creative acts. So anything that makes you feel creative, could even be writing an email. That could be it for your day. Last quadrant in the bottom is service. So thinking about how are you going to give back to others now that as you cultivate yourself. So that could also be for service, something like calling an old friend who needs some support. It could be volunteering, be picking up trash in the park as you go on your walk or your run. So anything that serves and gives back goes there. And you can even, of course, do service to yourself as well. So fill in those up to 3 in each area. And you can add more if you have more you want to go, but just notice and try to get something in each of those boxes. The fourth part of this practice is called the project. And this I take from gardening too, is when I'm gardening, I'll often come to the garden with a big project for the day that I want to get done. It could be building new beds, fixing irrigation lines, it could be seeding that day, or I'm going to prune all these plants. So you're looking at that one challenge you have that day that you're going to work with, and you're focusing on that. So identify the challenge, the project in your gardens, that big thing that you want to do that'll help you feel satisfied by the day when you look back in the evening and you've done it. The last section is gratitude. And here I want you to list everything that you're grateful for today, going into this day. That could be family, friends, loved ones, anything that makes you feel joyful about being alive, or it could be challenges, things you're learning from in that day. So feel free just to list a long list of gratitude here and be creative with it. I've been surprised at the things I've found that I can be grateful for in my life. If you like this practice, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear how it went for you. Please leave a comment below on the 4 Gardens journaling practice. Feel free to get creative here and change this practice if you need to. If you already have a journaling practice, feel free to add that to this. For me, this feels complete, but I'd love to hear how you've changed it or improvised or even improved it. Let me know how it's going. Thanks again for watching, and keep on growing.